All right, so we've got a whole bunch of articles here all about instant funding prop firms.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're pretty interested in how these firms are changing the trading game, especially as somebody who wants to be a trader yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
And hey, who knows? Maybe there's a faster way to get funded than you think.
Interesting.
Speaking of which, did you know that right here on the Traders with Edge podcast, we give up-and-coming traders the chance to earn funding?
Really?
We're talking up to $500,000.
Oh.
But more on that later. First, let's break down what these instant funding firms are all about.
Yeah, that would be great. What I think is really fascinating here is how fast this new model has totally shaken up the whole trading landscape.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long ago that things were totally different.
Oh, yeah. You're telling me getting into a traditional prop firm was like a total uphill battle.
It was.
Imagine spending months, even years, proving yourself on these demo accounts, going through tons of evaluations.
I did imagine.
And just talk about pressure.
Yeah.
What was the point of that old model anyway?
You got to remember that these firms were taking a huge risk by giving tons of money to traders who were totally untested.
Oh, yeah.
That traditional model with the long evaluations and all the strict requirements,
Yeah.
that was their way of making sure they weren't taking too big of a risk.
It was all about making sure those traders were ready to handle the big leagues and not lose all the firm's money.
Exactly.
Gotcha. But then instant funding came along and totally flipped the script.
Yeah, it did.
So what changed?
Technology was a big part of it.
Okay.
Advances in risk management and monitoring systems let these new firms assess and manage risk way more efficiently.
Interesting.
They could analyze a trader's performance in real time,
Wow.
see how they make decisions, and even adjust risk parameters on the fly.
So it's not like they're just throwing money at anyone who wants to trade.
Not at all.
There's a method to the madness.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, it's still a calculated risk, but it's one they're willing to take because they see the potential in opening up opportunities for way more traders.
And that's what makes this so interesting for you, dear listener.
Yeah.
Instant funding is all about making things fair and opening doors for people who want to trade but maybe wouldn't have had a chance before. One of these articles even said that this has brought a whole new generation of traders into the market.
Wow.
What kind of impact is that having on the industry as a whole?
It's pushing the whole industry to adapt and be more competitive,
Okay.
which in the end benefits every trader. Think about it.
Yeah,
When there's always new talent coming and the bar for success gets higher,
that's true.
so everyone has to step up their game, leading to better strategies, better risk management,
Yeah.
and a more innovative and dynamic trading environment.
So these firms are shaking things up in a good way.
Yeah, I think so.
Everyone's got to stay on their toes and keep getting better.
Definitely.
I did notice something interesting in these articles, though.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them seem to focus on Forex trading.
That's true.
Is there a reason for that, or is that just a coincidence?
It's no coincidence.
Okay.
The Forex market is super liquid and easy to get into, which makes it the perfect place for new traders to learn. And when you combine that with all the high-tech stuff these firms offer, things like real-time news feeds and fancy charting platforms, you get a really powerful environment for learning and growing as a trader.
Speaking of technology, let's not forget the tech we offer right here on the Traders with Edge podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Remember, we give you the chance to win up to $500,000 in funding
Wow.
just by taking our trading challenge.
Awesome.
No waiting for years, just pure skill and strategy.
That's great.
Okay, back to these instant funding firms. I'm curious, what are these advanced charting platforms all about?
Oh, they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
They go way beyond those basic charts you might be used to. They've got powerful tools for spotting trends,
Okay.
finding support and resistance levels, and even figuring out the best times to buy and sell.
Interesting.
They basically take a lot of the guesswork out of technical analysis.
That sounds amazing,
It is.
especially for someone who's just learning the ropes. It's like having a built-in trading coach right there in your platform.
That's a great way to think about it.
Yeah.
And it's not just about giving traders fancy tools.
Okay.
The best platforms are designed to be super user-friendly. They make all that complicated data easy to understand so traders can make smart decisions.
So even if you're not a tech expert, you can still use these platforms.
Exactly.
They take all that data to make it work for you.
Exactly.
But is it all about the tech? Or are there other things these firms offer to help their traders succeed?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that right after the break.
Sounds good.
You know what's interesting is that while tech is super important,
Yeah.
the best instant funding firms do more than just give you fancy tools. They know that to really make it as a trader, you need more than just a platform.
You mean having a mentor or getting some training?
Exact.
That sounds like something you'd be looking for as someone trying to get into trading.
For sure. Support and educational resources are often what separates the good firms from the great ones.
I see.
We're talking about things like personalized coaching,
Okay.
mentorship programs, and even one-on-one guidance from experienced traders.
Wow, that's pretty hands-on.
It is. One of the articles even mentioned platforms that have built-in learning materials right in the trading environment.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Imagine having like tutorials and strategy guides right there while you're trading.
Exactly.
It's like having a trading mentor available 24/7.
It's a great way to give traders the skills they need to succeed. And it really highlights a key point from these articles.
Okay, what's that?
Instant funding firms aren't just some passing trend.
Yeah.
They're totally changing how prop trading works.
So this is like a real shift in the industry now.
Definitely.
But what does that mean for you?
It means that the world of prop trading is changing fast.
Okay.
Those old barriers to entry are crumbling,
Right.
and there are more opportunities than ever before.
That's great.
If you have the right skills, the right mindset, and the right funding, your trading dreams could become reality sooner than you think.
And speaking of funding,
Yeah.
don't forget about that awesome opportunity we're offering right here on the Traders with Edge podcast.
Oh, that's right.
We're giving aspiring traders like you the chance to win up to $500,000 in funding.
Wow, that's huge.
Just imagine what you could do with that kind of backing.
It's a game changer.
Totally.
And it's not even just about the money. It's about proving yourself and seeing what you're really capable of as a trader.
It's like a proving ground for the next generation of trading superstars.
Exactly.
Okay, so back to the key ingredients for success in this new world of prop trading.
Okay.
We talked about tech and resources, but what about the trader themselves? What are these instant funding firms looking for in a trader?
They're looking for traders who understand that trading is about more than just one skill.
Okay.
It's not just about technical analysis or finding the right. It's about managing your risks, staying disciplined, and being able to adapt.
So they want a well-rounded trader, not
Mhm.
just someone who can spot a good trade.
Exactly.
Okay, let's break that down a bit.
Sure.
First up, risk management. That's always a big deal, right?
Absolutely.
Especially with instant funding, where you're often dealing with larger positions.
Right.
Risk management becomes even more crucial.
Totally.
These firms want traders who have a solid plan,
Yeah.
who know how to protect their capital,
Mm-hmm.
and keep those losses small.
Thanks.
Okay, so for our listeners who might not be familiar with all the lingo,
Yeah.
what exactly is a drawdown?
A drawdown is like the biggest drop in your account balance during a trade. It's basically the most you lose before the trade hopefully turns around and starts making money again.
Gotcha.
So managing drawdowns is all about keeping those losses as small as possible and protecting your capital.
Okay, so instant funding firms want traders who aren't afraid to cut their losses and move on.
Exactly.
What about discipline?
That's another big one.
It sounds like it could be tough.
It can be.
We all know how tempting it is to chase profits
Oh, yeah.
or let our emotions take over when the market is going crazy.
Exactly.
So how do you stay disciplined?
These firms want traders who can keep their emotions in check. People who don't get swayed by fear or greed
Right.
and who stick to their plan no matter what's happening in the market.
Makes sense?
If you don't have discipline, you're just gambling, not trading.
Right.
There's a big difference.
What about adaptability?
That's super important too.
Okay.
The markets are always changing.
Yeah, it's
What worked yesterday might not work tomorrow.
Right.
These firms want traders who are always learning, who can adjust their strategies,
Yeah.
and who are always looking for an edge.
So you got to be flexible and willing to learn and grow as a trader.
Exactly.
But how do these firms actually find those traders?
That's a great question.
What are they looking for in a trading record?
This is where things get really interesting.
Okay, tell me more.
One of the things that sets instant funding firms apart is their focus on data analysis.
Interesting.
They use all these sophisticated algorithms and machine learning to break down trading data in ways that we never could before.
So it's not just about looking at your win-loss ratio anymore.
No, it's way more in-depth than that.
Okay.
They're looking at things like your average win size, your average loss size,
Yeah.
how consistent your wins and losses are, your risk-reward ratio, drawdown patterns, trading frequency,
Wow, they look at all that.
and more.
Oh,
They look at what time of day you trade,
good.
what instruments you trade,
Uh.
even the strategies you use.
It's like they're creating a whole psychological profile of you based on your trading.
You could say that.
That's pretty amazing.
They want to get a complete picture of your trading style,
Right.
your strengths, weaknesses, and ultimately your potential for success.
So they can really see what you're made of as a trader.
Exactly.
But what if you're a trader who has all the right stuff?
Okay.
You're disciplined, adaptable,
Yeah.
you've got a solid risk management plan, and your data tells a great story.
What's the next step?
Exactly. How do you get in front of these firms and get that funding?
One way is to be direct.
Okay.
A lot of firms have online applications where you can submit your trading history and other relevant info.
So it's like applying for a job.
Exactly.
But instead of sending a resume, you're sending your trading stats. Gotcha.
You need to make sure you're showing off your skills and experience in the best light.
Like highlighting your strengths
Yeah.
and explaining why you'd be a good fit for their firm.
That's right.
Okay.
And you wouldn't send the same generic cover letter to every job you apply for. You shouldn't send the same generic application to every instant funding firm.
That makes sense.
Take some time to research each firm,
Okay.
figure out what they value and how they approach trading, and then tailor your application to show them the skills and experience they're looking for.
So research is key,
It is.
just like with any other job application.
Exactly.
But what about traders who don't have a lot of trading history yet?
Okay.
Like people who are just starting out.
Yeah.
Do they have any chance of getting funded?
Absolutely. That's one of the most exciting things about these instant funding firms.
Okay.
They're much more open to considering traders who might not have those traditional credentials.
That's great to hear.
Remember, they're looking for potential, not just a proven track record.
So even if you're new to trading, you still have a shot.
Exactly.
So what advice would you give to someone who's just starting out?
I'd say focus on developing those core skills we talked about earlier.
Okay, like risk management, discipline, and adaptability.
Exactly.
Even without a long trading history,
Yeah.
you can show those skills through your trading approach, your risk management plan, and even how you present yourself in your application.
Exactly.
Okay, so what about a trading plan?
A well-structured trading plan is a great way to show your commitment and understanding of the market.
Ah, the good old trading plan.
It's essential.
The roadmap to success.
Or at least a roadmap to avoiding disaster.
That's true.
So what makes a truly effective trading plan?
Yeah, what are the key elements?
First, you need to figure out your trading style.
Okay.
Are you a scalper, a day trader, a swing trader, or a position trader? What time frames do you like to trade on? And what instruments do you prefer?
Yeah, you don't want to try to trade like a scalper if you're really a swing trader at heart.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to find a style that fits your personality and how you approach the market.
Absolutely.
Okay, so once you've figured out your style, then what?
Then you need to develop a clear set of trading rules.
Okay.
These are the specific things that will tell you when to enter and exit a trade.
So no more just winging it.
No more winging it.
You got to have a set of rules to guide your trading decisions.
Exactly.
And how do you come up with those rules?
Your trading rules should be based on careful market analysis,
Okay.
your understanding of technical and fundamental factors, and your own personal risk tolerance.
So you got to know yourself and what you're comfortable with.
Exactly.
Okay,
Next comes risk management.
okay, the big one.
You need to decide how much you're willing to risk on each trade,
Right.
what your maximum drawdown will be,
Mm-hmm.
and your overall risk tolerance.
So basically, how much you're willing to lose before you call it quits.
That's the gist of it.
Gotcha.
But it's not just about setting those limits.
Okay.
It's also about having a plan for what you'll do if you hit those limits.
So what happens if things go wrong?
Exactly.
Do you adjust your position size?
Maybe.
Take a break from trading?
Possibly.
Or go back and rethink your strategy?
Sometimes that's the best thing to do.
Because sometimes the best trade is no trade at all.
I completely agree.
So is that everything for the trading plan?
Almost.
Okay.
Good trading plan also needs a section on psychology.
Ah, the mental game of trading.
That's right.
We all know it can be an emotional roller coaster.
It definitely can be.
So how do you handle that?
Your trading plan should include ways to manage your emotions,
Okay.
stay disciplined, and avoid those common psychological traps.
Like what kind of traps?
Things like fear, greed, and overconfidence.
Those can definitely mess you up.
They can.
So you need strategies to stay focused and disciplined, even when the market is making you crazy.
Exactly.
So it all comes down to being self-aware, knowing your strengths and weaknesses as a trader, and developing strategies.
That's it.
Okay, so let's recap.
Sure.
To get funded by an instant funding firm, You need to show that you're a well-rounded trader. You need to understand risk management, be disciplined,
Yeah.
and be able to adapt to changing market conditions.
Those are the key ingredients.
And of course, you need a solid trading plan
Definitely.
that outlines your trading style, your
Yeah.
rules,
Yeah.
your risk management strategy,
Yeah.
and even how you handle the psychological side of trading.
It all matters.
Great summary.
Thanks.
Anything else you want to add for our listeners who are trying to get funded?
Yeah, remember to tailor your application to each firm you approach.
Okay.
Highlight your strengths and
Maybe.
explain why you'd be a good fit for their specific firm. And even if you're just starting out,
No.
don't get discouraged.
Okay.
Focus on developing those core skills.
Right.
Build a solid trading plan
Yeah.
and put yourself out there.
And don't forget, you don't have to do it alone.
That's right.
Right here on the Traders with Edge podcast, we offer a chance to win up to $500,000 in funding.
Wow.
Plus, you get access to a community of other traders and a ton of educational resources.
That's a great opportunity.
It really is.
It's a chance to test your skills,
Yeah.
take your trading to the next level,
Right.
and maybe even kickstart your dream trading career.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about choosing the right firm, but let's not forget that success in trading ultimately depends on the trader themselves.
Absolutely.
A firm can provide the capital, the platform, the support.
Yeah. But it's the trader who has to make the trades, manage the risk, and stay disciplined. Even with the best firm in the world, you still got to bring your A game.
And that's why it's so important to keep learning, to always be improving your skills,
Definitely.
and to have a growth mindset.
That's key.
Speaking of growth and opportunity, I think it's time to bring back that little thing we call the Traders with Edge podcast funding challenge.
Oh, yeah. The challenge that could change your life.
Up to $500,000 in funding up for grabs.
That's incredible.
Imagine that, folks have $500,000 to trade with.
Wow.
But remember, it's not just about the money. It's about proving yourself, pushing your limits,
Yeah,
and seeing what you're truly capable of as a trader.
absolutely.
It's about taking a leap of faith,
Uh-huh.
embracing the challenge, and maybe even changing your life forever.
I love it.
So what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Head over to our website,
Okay.
check out the challenge details,
Uh-huh.
and see if you have what it takes to join the ranks of the Traders with Edge.
That's right.
We believe in you,
We do.
and we can't wait to see what you achieve.
This is so exciting.
Now, let's be real for a second. I know there's this elephant in the room when we talk about these instant funding firms.
Mm-hmm.
That little voice that whispers, this has got to be a scam, right?
Yeah, I get it.
It almost sounds too good to be true.
It does.
So how can we be sure these firms are legit?
For starters, these firms are legitimate businesses.
Okay,
They have a vested interest in their traders' success.
so it's not in their best interest to scam anyone.
Exactly.
But how do they make money if they're just giving away capital?
They usually take a percentage of the profits their traders make.
Ah, so it's a win situation. The traders get funded, the firm gets a cut of the profits, everyone's happy.
That's the idea.
That makes a lot of sense.
And that's why it's so important for these firms to attract and keep talented traders.
Yeah,
Their success depends on it.
so it's all about finding the right traders.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's say you're convinced.
Okay.
You're ready to jump into the world of instant funding.
What's next?
How do you actually choose the right firm for you?
That's a great question.
There are so many options out there.
There are.
It can feel overwhelming,
It definitely can be.
like trying to choose from a million different flavors of ice cream.
I know what you mean.
So how do you narrow it down?
As we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
there's no one-size-fits-all answer. The best firm for you will depend on your individual trading style,
Okay.
your risk tolerance, your goals, and what you personally prefer.
So it's about finding the right fit for you.
Exactly.
Okay, let's break it down.
Sure.
First, you got to think about your trading style. Are you a scalper, a day trader,
Yeah.
a swing trader,
Okay.
or a position trader?
Different firms cater to different trading styles. So it's important to find one that matches your approach.
You don't want to be a square peg in a round.
Exactly.
Next up, risk tolerance.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Some firms have stricter risk management rules than others,
That's true.
so you need to find one that you're comfortable with. You don't want to be constantly stressed about hitting those limits. And then there are your goals.
What are you hoping to achieve with your trading?
Are you looking for steady income,
Okay.
or are you shooting for explosive growth?
Some firms have more generous profit splits,
Yeah.
but they might also have tighter trading rules.
So it's about finding that balance.
Exactly.
And then don't forget about your personal preferences.
What's important to you?
Do you want a firm with a ton of educational resources and mentorship? Or are you more of a lone wolf trader who likes to figure things out on their own?
Some firms have great communities where traders can connect,
Yeah.
while others focus more on individual support.
So you got to find what works for you.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered a lot about choosing the right firm, but let's not forget that success in trading really comes down to the trader.
You said it.
The firm can give you the money, the platform, the support,
Right.
but you're the one who has to make the trades, manage the risk, and stay disciplined.
It all comes back to you.
Exactly.
Even with the best firm in the world.
Yeah.
It's still got to put in the work.
And that's why it's so important to keep learning, to keep getting better, and to have that growth mindset.
It makes all the difference.
Okay, so speaking of growth and opportunity,
Yeah.
it's time for us to bring back that awesome thing we call the Traders with Edge Podcast Funding Challenge.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You could win up to $500,000 in funding.
Wow.
Just imagine $500,000 to trade with.
That's life-changing money.
It really is.
But it's not just about the money.
It's about proving yourself,
Yeah.
pushing your boundaries, and seeing what you're truly capable of as a trader.
It's about taking your trading to the next level.
So if you're ready to take that next step,
Okay.
head over to our website,
Uh,
check out the challenge details,
Yeah.
and see if you have what it takes to join the Traders with Edge crew.
You're right.
We're rooting for you,
We are.
and we can't wait to see what you accomplish.
This is awesome.
All right, so welcome back to our deep dive into instant funding prop firms.
Glad to be back.
I've been covering a lot of ground here,
Yeah.
talking about this new model,
Yeah.
exploring all the ins and outs,
Mhm.
from red flags to green flags, the skills you need to succeed.
It's a lot to unpack.
But there's one big question we haven't really tackled yet.
Okay, what's that?
How do these firms actually make money?
It's a good question.
On the surface, it seems like they're just giving away capital.
It can seem that way.
But these are businesses, right?
Oh, yeah, they're definitely businesses.
So they got to have a way to make a profit.
Absolutely.
Spill the beans. How do they make money while funding all these traders?
It's actually pretty straightforward.
Okay. And listening.
They typically take a cut of the profits their traders generate.
Ah, so it's like a partnership then.
Yeah, you could say that.
The trader gets access to capital and the chance to grow their account. And the firm gets a piece of the pie if the trader is successful.
Exactly. It's a win situation.
So the firm is really invested in their trader's success.
Their success depends on it.
Makes sense. Okay, so let's say you've done your research,
Yep.
you've weighed the pros and cons, and you're ready to explore this instant funding world.
Yeah.
How do you actually pick the right firm for you?
That's where things get a little tricky.
Okay.
As we mentioned before, there's no one perfect answer. The best firm for you depends on a bunch of things.
Like what?
Your trading style,
Okay.
your risk tolerance,
Uh-huh.
your goals,
Yeah.
and just your personal preferences.
So it's like online dating.
Yeah, kinda.
You got to find a firm that's compatible with your trading personality.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's start with trading style.
All right.
Are you someone who likes those quick in and out trades?
Okay.
Or are you more of a swing trader?
Yeah.
Someone who holds positions for days or even weeks?
Different firms cater to different styles.
Exactly.
So you got to find one that matches your approach.
You don't want to be trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
Absolutely.
Okay, what about risk tolerance?
That's another big one.
Some firms are stricter than others.
Yeah. Some have really tight rules about how much you can lose.
So you got to find a firm that lets you trade comfortably within your own limits.
You don't want to be constantly worried about hitting those limits and getting penalized.
And then there are your goals.
What are you hoping to achieve?
Are you looking for steady income?
Okay.
Or are you aiming for more aggressive growth?
Some firms offer a bigger share of the profits,
Right.
but they might also have stricter trading rules.
So it's all about finding that sweet spot.
That balance between risk and reward.
And of course, don't forget about personal preference.
What kind of environment do you thrive in?
Do you like a firm with tons of educational resources and mentors?
Okay.
Or do you prefer to fly solo and figure things out on your own?
Some firms have great communities where traders can connect,
Yeah.
while others focus more on individual support.
So many options.
It's all about finding what fits you best.
Okay, before we wrap up, I want to bring it back to the Traders with Edge podcast
Okay.
and that awesome funding opportunity we talked about.
The challenge.
Yeah, it's a chance for you, our listener, to really show off your skills and potentially win up to $500,000 in funding.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
It is. It's life-changing money.
But it's not just about the money, though, right?
It's about challenging yourself,
Yeah.
pushing your limits.
Seeing what you're capable of.
Exactly. And maybe even changing your life forever.
That's powerful.
So if you're ready to take your trading to the next level,
All right.
head over to our website,
Okay.
check out all the details about the challenge, and see if you've got what it takes to become a trader with Edge.
I love it.
We believe in you.
We do.
And we can't wait to see what you achieve.
So
All right. That brings us to the end of our deep dive into instant funding prop firms.
wow, we covered a lot of ground.
We talked about the good, the bad, and the ugly,
Mm-hmm.
the red flags and the green flags.
And everything in between.
And most importantly, we talked about how you can find the right firm for you.
Because that's key.
We hope this whole deep dive has been helpful and inspiring.
Yeah, it's been a great conversation.
The world of prop trading is changing fast,
It is.
and instant funding firms are leading the way.
They're shaking things up.
But remember, with the
Oh.
right mindset,
Uh-huh.
the right skills,
Yeah.
and the right opportunities,
Right.
your trading dreams can become a reality.
It's all within reach.
So go out there,
Yeah.
embrace the challenge,
Take that leap.
and make your mark on the markets.
And until next time, happy trading.
Happy trading, everyone.